Somewhere below me right now, people are rock climbing because that is a rock climbing gym. Well, technically, that's an elevator that you take to go down to an underground rock climbing gym. And I want to take you there to see it because, frankly, it's kind of eerie. ROKC Underground is located inside SubTropolis, which is a network of tunnels carved into 270 million year old limestone. The whole place is a maze, and it doesn't just have a climbing gym. It has government archives, old Hollywood film reels, and even, I've heard, aged cheeses. The consistent temperature and humidity underground makes it ideal for storing fragile things, including, I suppose, the fragile egos of us indoor climbers. So I got here a little bit early. The gym doesn't open for another 10 minutes or so I thought, why not spend the time exploring the strangeness of the space down here? If you want to jump straight to the climbing stuff, go to this timestamp right here. But I suggest you stick around and watch the liminal space stuff. It's pretty interesting, I think. Whenever I think about how to describe a liminal space to someone who might not be familiar with the term, the phrase "a terrarium for humans" comes to mind. Think of aliens from some planet who had a concept of what humans were and what humans needed and had to build a terrarium to keep the humans alive, right? They might have some walls, they might have some chairs, but they might not necessarily know exactly what the chairs are for or how the humans might use them. They just know they're supposed to be chairs. Or they're supposed to be windows. People like seeing windows, but if you can't have windows, what do you have? Facade representations of windows? You just want to keep them happy, but you don't necessarily know why the things that make them happy are what makes them happy. You're in a terrarium for humans. It's so quiet down here. It's so quiet. Perhaps one of the strangest aspects of this area is that a lot of the floors are not flat. They're curved. But when you pair that uneven ground with chairs, that's when the liminal eeriness starts to take hold. It's like whoever put the chairs there knew that people needed chairs, but didn't really think about the floor level. Not nearly as bad as I thought it'd be. Common thing you'll notice around here, including in the climbing gym, is a lot of dust and dirt. But I suppose that's to be expected, right? You can't really keep dust and dirt out of a place that is surrounded by dust and dirt. It would be unrealistic to think that you could. But even the dust and dirt gives an eerie sort of negative photo feel. If you'll notice down here, the dark spots are on the top, and that's where you would expect the light to be, casting shadows below, but here it looks like the shadows are being cast in reverse. That is creepy. The thing about liminal spaces, I believe anyway, is that they're most effective when they are empty of people, specifically. When there's no one around to normalize the space for you. Simply put, no one around to make the place feel like a place where people should be. Right now, that's this hallway. The lights, the ceiling, the floor, all of it seems a little bit off. And I kind of love it. All right, it's finally 10 o'clock. Time to go into the climbing gym. I'm so excited. One of the standout features of ROKC Underground is, perhaps not surprisingly, its cave feature. It's deep, it's wide, it's kind of dark. It's like a real cave sometimes. Everything about it fits the otherworldliness of SubTropolis. And this yellow 5.6 looks like the perfect problem for me to project all day. As I throw myself at this problem, let me talk about something that needs to be addressed. The dirt. There's a lot of it down here. I've talked to a lot of people visiting this gym for the first time, and almost universally, their big complaint is that it's very dirty. But everything in SubTropolis feels kind of dirty. And the dirt, I would argue, maybe stretching the argument a little bit, feels almost necessary for this place. I'd say maybe it even plays a role in anchoring this otherworldly liminal space to the real world. Keeps it grounded. Remember, you are underground. If this place were sterile, it would feel more discomforting, I think. Going back to my terrarium for humans idea, if this place were super clean, it would be leading into uncanny valley territory. Look, I don't want to climb in a sterile doctor's office, right? I want to climb in a place that feels lived in, that feels like people have been there, that feels like people's hands have been on the holds before I got there. Besides, us climbers aren't really the type to be too picky, right? If someone told us there was a brand new project opening up in the sewers, we would wade through filth and diarrhea water to get there. I know we would. I'd probably be first in line. There's no way to know what time it is by looking outside. There's no way to know what's going on with the weather up there. There could be a hurricane, a tornado, anything, and you wouldn't know down here. And after about 20 minutes or so of climbing, all of the outside world just kind of goes away. It dissipates. You feel alone and hyper-focused down here. And that focus must have worked because eventually I did send my yellow 5-6 cave problem. You should be very proud of me. There are places in every city that ride the edge of what it means to be normal. Places that seem to simultaneously welcome humans but reject everything that humans stand for and that humans would want. Think about something like an empty parking garage. That has a bit of a liminal quality. Or think about if you're in a waiting room at a doctor's office or something and the TV is on, but there's no one else there to watch the TV, right? What's the point of the TV if there's no humans to watch it? And of course, in my place, an underground climbing gym far away from where most people interact. A quiet little dead zone of humans doing something simultaneously human and not human. Some would argue that it's in our nature to climb. We were climbers since we were born. But in this case, we're climbing fake rocks on indoor walls, which feels very a terrarium for human-like, if you think about it. I love a liminal space. I love climbing, and I feel lucky to live in an area where those two loves can converge in such a cool and interesting way. And I want to hear in the comments below places in your city that feel this way, places in your city that maybe you enjoy going to, even though you know humans aren't really supposed to be there, or if they are supposed to be there, something feels a little off. I don't know, share yours with me. And while you're doing that, please go ahead and watch one of these other videos that are probably very good. And please subscribe. I have a goal to try to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of July. If you're watching this far into the video, you obviously enjoy the video, so please give me a subscription. I would much appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching.